Why people are addicted to distraction. People think distraction is harmless. A few hours scrolling. A few videos before sleep. A little entertainment to relax after a long day. But what most people never realize is that distraction is no longer just a habit. It has become a lifestyle. And for millions of people, it is quietly destroying their ability to build a meaningful life. Think about the average day of a modern person. The moment they wake up, they reach for the phone. Notifications. Messages. Videos. Noise. Before their mind even fully wakes up, their attention already belongs to the outside world. And then the day continues exactly the same way. Short videos. Scrolling. Checking who liked what. Jumping from one piece of content to another. Constant stimulation. Constant distraction. And somewhere inside all of that noise, something important begins to disappear. Focus. The ability to sit alone with your thoughts. The ability to work deeply. The ability to tolerate boredom long enough to create something meaningful. Research in neuroscience shows that every time we consume fast and highly stimulating content, the brain releases dopamine. Dopamine is often called the pleasure chemical, but that description is incomplete. Dopamine is actually connected to anticipation and reward-seeking behavior. Which means every scroll teaches your brain something dangerous. It teaches your brain to crave novelty. New video. New image. New entertainment. New stimulation. Again and again and again. And over time, ordinary life starts feeling slow. Reading feels difficult. Working feels exhausting. Silence feels uncomfortable. Not because those things became harder. But because your brain became addicted to easy stimulation. This is why so many people say they cannot focus anymore. It is not that they suddenly became lazy or unintelligent. Their attention system has simply been trained to expect constant dopamine. And once that happens, deep work begins to feel painful. Because deep work does not provide instant rewards. Real growth is slow. Building a business is slow. Learning a skill is slow. Fixing your life is slow. But social media trained your brain to expect everything instantly. Instant entertainment. Instant validation. Instant distraction from discomfort. And this creates a psychological trap most people never escape from. Whenever life becomes difficult, they escape into stimulation. Feeling stressed? Scroll. Feeling lonely? Scroll. Feeling anxious? Scroll. Feeling bored? Scroll. Instead of solving their problems, they temporarily numb themselves from feeling them. And at first, this seems harmless. But years later, many people wake up with a terrifying realization. They consumed thousands of hours of content, but created almost nothing meaningful themselves, and this is where distraction becomes dangerous. Because distraction does not destroy your life dramatically. It destroys your life quietly. One wasted hour at a time. One meaningless scroll at a time. One delayed dream at a time. Until eventually, you look around and realize you have spent more time watching other people live than building your own life. And perhaps the most dangerous part of all this is that modern distraction feels productive. People convince themselves they are learning because they watch motivational videos. They convince themselves they are improving because they consume self-help content. But consumption is not transformation. Information alone does not change a person. Action does. Discipline does. Repetition does. A person can watch hundreds of videos about success and still remain trapped in the exact same habits for years. Because knowing is easy. Doing is hard. And the modern world has become extremely good at making people feel productive while remaining completely passive. But there is another side to this story. Because once a person becomes aware of this cycle, everything can begin to change. The moment you understand how distraction manipulates your brain, you begin to see your habits differently. You begin to protect your attention. And attention is far more valuable than most people realize. Because whatever controls your attention eventually controls your life. If your attention belongs to distractions, your future will reflect distraction. But if your attention belongs to growth, discipline, learning, and creation, your future changes completely. This is why some of the most successful and mentally strong people in the world guard their focus so aggressively. They understand something most people do not. Attention is power. And in a world designed to steal your focus every second, protecting your mind has become one of the most important forms of self-respect left. So the real question is not whether distraction exists. It is everywhere. The real question is this. Who controls your attention? You? Or the endless stream of noise fighting for your mind every single day?